Oh, hey guys. It has been quite a while. Quite a while is probably a bit of an understatement. I've been very quiet on YouTube, but there's good reason for that. Kinda. This is going to be a bit of a different video to usual. It's going to be another one of the more kind of talky ones, and I'm going to talk about what the plan is for the channel moving forward, what's happening with the studio, what's happening with games, etc, etc, and we're going to cover all of that over the course of this video. So as a TLDR, this is probably the last kind of proper video that's going to be uploaded to this channel, at least for quite some time, which is kind of sad to think about, but also really good considering all of the things that are happening with this studio and the direction things are moving. If you want to know why that's going to be the case, I'm going to explain that now. But if you're just interested in the what's happening to everything and where it's all going, feel free to jump ahead to the timestamp in the description or on the screen at the moment. So it's actually been pretty much bang on a year since Shiba Dog Studios started as an effective thing. It all started with the October Ludum Dare in 2020. Me and my girlfriend decided we were going to enter, and we started working on this fun little Halloween style project called Let Me Out, which as some of you may know is actually scheduled to release this year, which is really exciting. It's coming out on October 30th. And I'm really excited to show that to everyone and be able to let everyone see what it was that we started working on a year ago. As you could probably guess, the game didn't get finished. It was the Ludum Dare jam, because if you're entering as a team, you can't enter the compo. So we had 3 days, and we got to the end of the last day and all of the code just wasn't working properly. And unfortunately, we had to call it quits. But it was at that point that I decided that I was going to properly pursue this and take this whole game studio seriously. Having that experience reinstilled confidence in my abilities, in myself, and properly convinced me again how easy it actually is to make something. And the fact that I felt like, yes, I can do this, which was a feeling that I hadn't felt for a really long time with regards to game design. So that was the point where me and her sat down. We created the first logo, first branding colors. I created all of the live stream assets and the After Effects assets. And then in November, so like a month after this project had happened, was when I uploaded the first video on this channel, which, as some of you probably know, most of you even maybe know, was the first part of the devlog series for my project Echo, which is still currently on hiatus, and will be coming back, but not for the foreseeable future. So over the course of that year, a lot of stuff has changed, and a lot of things have happened. For one, the UK has started opening back up again after the whole pandemic. So people have started going back to work. I'll be going back to the office that I work in starting next month, and university work has picked up and dropped off as well. Things have been happening with regards to my personal life in terms of finding new places to live so I can move out of my parents' house, because it's a little bit cramped sometimes. I've joined a new band, so that's eating up a bit more of my time as well. And it's all really positive stuff. Like, I don't want to come across as being negative in this video, because I'm really excited and really happy about all the things that are happening. I'm just really tired, so I'm a bit but it's all good stuff. With all of the new stuff that's picked up, new uni work, starting new modules, I'm in my final year now. I've been getting more responsibility at work for things as well, and Life is going in a good direction, but it sucks because all of the good things that are happening and the things that I have to give attention to are taking away from the time that I could put towards making video games and making the videos that I wanted to make for this channel, and doing the regular devlogs and regular work on stuff. And a lot of that comes down to disorganization and things like scope creep and not planning adequately for what I'm capable of doing by myself or even in a small team. So because of that, I've spent a lot of time sat back to like take a step back and think about what direction do I actually want to take the studio in, and how do I want things to work. So for that reason, I'm not going to be focusing my energy on YouTube anymore, because it just isn't, it's not the primary is making the games. The whole reason that I started putting things on YouTube is to keep me accountable for making the games that I'm making. But then there's also the accountability of having to make the videos, and it tends to be the case that making the videos is taking me like a day or 2 days to get everything edited together, get the script written, get it recorded, and then that takes time away from the time that I can spend actually working on the games themselves. So I have less content to cover in the videos, which means I have less video, so it kind of is like this infinite cycle of not having enough content to make because I'm spending so much time making the content, and it's not a productive way to go about things for what I'm actually looking to achieve, which is to make video games and help other people make the video games that they dream of making. For that reason, this channel is no longer going to be a place for devlogs or tutorials or things like that, at least for the foreseeable future. So this is the bit where we talk about what is going to happen, because I have to stress very, very hard, this is not the end of the studio. It's not the end of me doing things. It's just a change in direction. I'm very, very much so still passionate about games, and there's a lot of new things that I want to explore with the studio and the direction I want to take things. Direction that I want to take things in. So let's talk about what these changes are. First things first, let's talk about what the channel's for. The channel's not going anywhere, I'm just not uploading the stuff that it was made for uploading in the first place. The purpose of this channel now is exclusively going to be game trailers and announcement videos. That's about it. We'll talk about live streams later, but as far as pre-made uploaded content goes, trailers for games and announcements for things like updates or DLCs or whatever it may be. So let's talk about live streams briefly. So I'm going to start doing live streams again because they're content that's enjoyable to make. It gives me a chance to interact with you guys, which is one of my favorite things to do with this community, is have conversations and bounce ideas off of people and see what people think about what I'm working on, give you guys opinions on what you're working on. So those are going to be coming back. That's going to be starting this coming Tuesday after this video has been uploaded, and I'll probably aim to do Tuesdays and Thursdays, or just one of the two for most weeks, and we're going to look at the different games that I'm making and the process behind making them. The difference though with the live streams is now live streams won't be available after they've been streamed, and this ties into changes that are coming in with the Patreon again. With the Patreon, I've massively downscaled everything because obviously we're not doing monthly game releases anymore. I kind of missed the ship on that one, and bit off more than I could chew. So the range of the Patreon is massively scaled back. We now have 2 tiers, which are the support tier and the playful pup tier. You still get the Discord benefits from those, so you'll get your specialized Discord role if you're in the Discord server, which, by the way, if you're not, go and join it, link in description. You'll still get your Discord benefits and all of the additional chat stuff, with the change now being that rather than getting a free monthly game and source code and blah blah blah, you will, as a supporter, get access to live streams after they've happened. so the ability to watch them back or watch them at a later date. And you'll also get early access to game releases in the sense that you'll be given the opportunity to pick them up before other people can. And then the same goes for the tier above, with the additional difference being that you get 50% off in the Shiba Dog store. And that includes games, merch, and various other things, which we'll talk about now. So the final and probably biggest change is that we now have a website, which is really, really exciting. Yeah, really exciting. You can check that out in the description at the moment. It's www.shibadogstudios.com. And the purpose of this website is, one, to show all of the excellent projects that I have the privilege to be involved in. Some of them are ones that the studio itself develops, but others are starting to become things that are collaborative efforts that are either dev support or publishing support with other developers, and also collaborative works where I've been working as a developer or an art director on someone else's project. And you'll start seeing more of these kinds of projects rolling out pretty soon, but it's really exciting stuff. And the most important part of this website for you guys, as the audience and the people interested in maybe learning about how I've done some of the things that I've done in these projects, or how to get started doing game development yourself, or even just knowing about when the games release, is subscribing to the Shiba Dog newsletter, which you can do via the website. The purpose of the newsletter, like I say, is to send out things like members only discount codes, updates for when blogs come out. These might be technical blogs, they might be release announcement blogs, they might be little industry knowledge things. I've got some interviews lined up with some other indie developers who are a little bit more high profile than I am. So there's really exciting stuff to show up in those, and it'll be a thing that gets sent out on a monthly basis, just as an email with some little nuggets and bits, and a wish list reminder to go wish list Square Off on Steam. Comes out 10th of December. I might have pushed that back to the 11th actually, but it comes out in December. And yeah, it's basically going to be the replacement for any video content that I make, because I was saying to one of my friends the other day, making the newsletters is way easier than making videos. Like, the process for making videos is I have to do a bunch of game dev, and then I have to record all of the things that I've done. I've got to write a script about the things I've done. I've then got to record that script, edit the clips together, create a thumbnail. There's loads of things that need to be done for a video, but for the newsletter I can just write a blog, maybe include some GIFs if I really need to, but I've already finished all of the blogs that I need for the rest of the year. So there's content there for you guys to enjoy for the rest of the year. Just make sure you don't miss it by, rather than subscribing to this YouTube channel, although you should definitely do that as well, go and sign up to the newsletter on the website. There's a link in the description, and you'll get an email through every month to let you know what's happening in the studio, what games we're working on, what new stuff is coming out, and even tutorials and things that I upload to the blog that we've got on the site as well. So that about wraps everything up for this video. It's definitely the end of an era, but not the end of the studio. It's a change from what we had before, and definitely much different to what I envisioned I would be doing a year ago when I started this studio. But it's an exciting change and one I'm very happy for. So just a final summary: no more videos on YouTube, it's just trailers and announcement videos. I will be live streaming on YouTube though, but unless you're a Patreon you have to watch it live, otherwise you won't have access to it after the fact. If you want to keep up to date with what the studio is doing in the future, join the Discord server, link in description, and make sure to sign up to the new newsletter that we have. There is also a link in the description for that. Before I sign off, I just want to say one last massive thank you to each and every one of you who's subscribed to the channel over this last year. It's been much more than I ever imagined would happen. Like, genuinely, I didn't think I'd be past 100, let alone 50. And now we're sat here at nearly 550 people who are interested in what the studio does and what I do and the games that I'm making and the ideas that I have, and that just is incredibly humbling and mind-blowing. And yeah, I can't express how grateful I am for you guys giving me the motivation to pursue this properly and make this dream happen. So big thank you. Anyways, that's everything I had to talk about today. Like I say, we'll be streaming again on Tuesday, so make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you get notified when that happens. And until then, this is me signing off. Thanks very much, guys.